Hello everyone. Today I'm very happy to have an edutech entrepreneur with us. His name is Sibabrata Choudhury. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Sibabrata.
Thank you. Thank you, Subodh. It's a pleasure speaking to you and interacting with you. And I'm grateful that I am here sharing my journey, and you have provided me with the platform. Um, in fact, I am also inspired by you and your achievements and your journey. Whatever I have interacted with you over the past, I think 2 years,
Yes,
we have been in
yes,
touch.
yes. But let's proceed with you. People know me. Let's listen to you.
Yeah. So yeah, I would begin with my journey or how I am where I am now today. So basically, I uh, grew up in Odisha. My parents have uh, have stayed in Odisha. My father used to work with the state government in various places. So I grew up in different small towns of Odisha. And during those days, I used to see how my father used to um, work so hard. I mean, the routine was from morning till late night. I mean, most of the days used to come very late in the evening from back from office. Um, and I used to listen to the issues and struggles that he's trying to address through his work. Of course, during those days in the rural areas and um, the hinterland, a lot of challenges and deprivation was there. So during my early days of my career, I had some kind of inclination that I will devote my work um, for the betterment of society. So that is one. That was very clear in my mind. The second thing was clear, seeing the struggle that my father used to have, even after being a government officer. I was clear that I don't want to do anything pursue with a government job. So that was very clear in my mind. But I also, at the same time, I wanted to do something for people, um, uh, particularly in the rural areas. So that's how, I mean, it was not crystal clear what I wanted to pursue. So after completing my plus two, secondary school, I pursued forestry in my graduation studies in Odisha University of Agriculture and Technology. So during those days, that was the trend that anyone or everyone used to go for either engineering studies or medical sciences. So, I mean, that was the trend in those days. All of my contemporaries, they used to pursue those studies. And during those days also, there were not very many options. Um, but I was also enamored by environment issues. So I wanted to pursue forestry in my graduation. And I mean, during I think that was an eye opener for me. Those 4 years that I spent in OUAT. So we used to go to on study tours to the various locations in Odisha, remote places. So that also was a like enlightening moment for me to seeing the diversity and the differences in city life and rural life. So the idea that was in me that I wanted to do something uh, for people who are not so privileged. So that became more strengthened. And um, so if I mean that was developing in myself. So after my completion of forestry, I consciously I took up studies in rural management. In Xavier Institute of Management, which is one of the I mean good institutes in Bhubaneswar. So and whatever I had exposure during my forestry studies, that got more crystallized and strengthened when I was doing my post graduation in rural management. That's how I mean whatever idea I had. So I got a chance to work with various organizations like Pradhan, AKRSP, Aga Khan Rural Support Program, then UNICEF, and um, Samagra, and then also I worked for pretty long with Landesa, which worked on land rights. In the beginning, I had said that I didn't want to pursue anything to do with government job. But during my work with these various organizations like Pradhan, Landesa, and UNICEF, so during that phase, I had the opportunity to work with the government. So that showed me the power or the scope that government had in impacting poverty or in doing large scale development. I mean, in the initial phases when I was working with Pradhan, Pradhan has a culture that anyone who joins, we work directly in the villages or whichever localities. So we get a hands-on experience of understanding the various intricacies of dimensions of poverty, and what are the challenges people face in the rural areas. Because if you talk to any economist or political leader, they say that yes, we need to do this to improve the condition of people. But when we work directly in the ground, so we know how difficult it is. So that was the experience I had when I worked with Pradhan and AKRSP. I could understand what are the challenges people face in their day-to-day lives in the villages. Um, so at the same time, I got exposure how government has the scope to design policy to design programs how they can impact lives of people. That led me to understand more about this. So I got a chance to pursue a program in public policy at IIM Bangalore. Um, that was another phase of my life when I could broaden my ideas of how to scale, how to do. I mean, in the first, I would divide my journey into three phases. First phase was when I worked directly at the grassroots with people, with communities, were designing programs and understanding the various challenges. In the second phase, I would say I worked in a uh, domain where I could influence policymakers and also design large-scale programs. That was also a very enriching experience for me. Uh, but somehow and the third phase that I would say, which I am currently now pursuing, is I mean doing something which has a like economic value for the people, and also brings life-changing experiences for the people with whom we work. So during the third phase that I am now in as a edtech entrepreneur, so I will give credit to my friend who with whom I also shared my graduation days. So he is Mr. Biswajit Naik, who founded this organization called Aveti Learning. Um, it was initially started as a small experiment in his village. I would say I was also part of his journey. Of doing a small experiment and then um, forming it into a enterprise. So that has, how we have seen the journey of Aveti Learning, which started as a small experiment. Now we are working with nearly 1,400 schools across Odisha, and providing services to thousands and thousands of students as well as teachers. I will rest there. That
So
has
tell us
been
about
my
it.
journey.
What do you do with in Aveti? What are you doing in so many schools?
Okay, sure. So basically, as I said, when we started Aveti Learning, it was around 10 years back, around 2012, 12, 13, in those times. So during those times, the challenges were different, and now the situation is different. During those times, we did not have um, good quality electricity in most of the places in villages in Odisha. And number two was the education infrastructure was miserable. I mean, you go to any school, there may be a building, but the roof may be leaking. There may not be any electricity in the school, and even the schools did not have enough teachers. And most of the kids, they would be sitting on the floor to study. So that was the condition 10 years back. So imagine, we always say that we need to, if we are to address poverty, then number one, we should ensure that all the citizens have enough food to eat, so there is no starvation. Number two is we should provide equal opportunity to each and every citizen, and equal opportunity comes through education. So these are the, two, one of the two prime responsibility, and of course there is safe drinking water and other facility, healthcare. Those things are there, which is the role of the government. So education infrastructure was miserable. There were not enough teachers, and particularly the problem was more severe in the case of government schools, where the teaching medium is Odia, the local language. So Vishwajit comes from the tech background. So we thought that how we can address this problem using technology. So that was the calling point. So during those days, also though in India, the education system was very problematic, and there was a lot of inequity. But in US, Biswajit had exposure to various online platforms where children were being taught using digital technology. So we thought that if we can provide the same kind of solution to the children in the villages, then we could address some of the challenges that they are facing. So that was the core idea which led to the birth of Sikya. Later on, we renamed it as Aveti Learning. So what that was the idea. So how we actualize it, how we worked on it. So we basically used to work with Khan Academy. Khan Academy is very popular in US, and they have created many videos, animated videos, explanatory videos, which is easy for the students to understand. So those videos were converted to Odia, which our children can understand easily. So the one difference was we contextualized those content into the local context. So that we created the video, but how to take this video to the villages? We had that was another challenge. The second challenge was there was no electricity and there is no internet. So we created a device which could store all this material, which could store all this video, and which did not require internet. So we loaded all this content into a device which is called I mean, we did some jugaad, Indian jugaad, and loaded all the content into this device. And when it is um, I mean, switched on, it will create a Wi-Fi zone so that the students can study on tablets. So that was the initial experiment which we did, and we could we first experimented in some of the slums in Bhubaneswar, in and around Bhubaneswar. Then we started rolling it out into various rural pockets. So gradually, this content was accepted, and the students liked it. The teachers also liked it, so they benefited out of it. And slowly, by 2015 or 2018 or 19, we had around 100 centers. Which were using this, and this was spread across Odisha in different locations. So that gave us I mean, lot of hope. Yes, so this is working, and it is useful. The another aspect that this system had was we had a platforms which could capture the data that I mean, the usage data, how the students are using, how they are progressing, that we could capture. So we could give back the teachers how the child is progressing, and if additional support is required, the teacher could provide those. So that is how it was functioning. So when we had reached around 100 centers, we then thought that why not try it out in some government, in some schools, not government. We first went to some private schools that we have this solution which can be helpful for your students, and teachers can use the audiovisual material, which is very interactive and very useful. So when we went with this idea to the school, the teachers said, I mean, gave us another challenge. They said that we cannot use the tablets in our school, because in our school we have in a classroom there are around 30 to 40 students. We cannot provide 40 tablets to each and every student. So that's not a feasible option for us. So they told us, if you can project the content on a screen, then maybe we will be interested. So then again, we did some jugaad, and whatever was being projected on the tablets, we connected it to a projector.
Yes.
So that's how the teachers also started using this system. But here another challenge is we cannot track the student-wise progress.
Yes.
You can also only view, but you cannot track the student-wise progress. But still then this was useful because the videos that we had created was very interesting, and we followed the best practices that most of the teachers follow. So that was I mean we started approaching schools and they took our services. So here I would also like to mention that we consciously decided that we will register ourselves as a enterprise, not as a, the services that we provide is not going to be given free of charge. So whichever school or center is going to use our product, they have to pay for the services. All right. So that was a conscious decision we did. Of course, it has like uh, mm, so we did not want to pursue the charitable approach, because if you want to provide, we also wanted to be accountable. If we are providing this service, then you hold us accountable. So, and we will provide all the facilities that the student needs. So this was the story, like when from small centers means those were small tuition centers or some ashram schools which were using our product on the tablet model. So then we shifted to the projector model. So, during those days, some of the schools had projectors. Some, if they did not have, they used to procure projectors, and then we provided them training, and the teachers used to use our content. And the next phase, I would say, we came during COVID. So during 2020, I said now first we had about 100 centers which were using this our product. Then when we went for the projector model, nearly about 40 to 50 schools had adopted this model during 2019 to 20. So, but then again another challenge came in the during the COVID phase. So all the schools, those that were using our content, the schools were shut down. So all
Yes.
the students went home. So the enterprising spirit that we had, we immediately sat together. I would say I had come across this like question, like what happened to your business idea, because in COVID all the businesses were shut. They had to adapt. So I would say we were fortunate that during COVID we could provide the same kind of services to the students and teachers who were using our product. Because during that time, internet was everywhere, and the teachers also started using WhatsApp and other mediums to keep in touch with the students. So immediately we started our YouTube channel, and our teachers started uh, giving lectures to the students. Because when the students were at home, but they could listen to the teachers and interact with the teachers. We used to have weekly sessions with them. So, and also what we did also, we created a mobile app, which and students could download the mobile app and use our lessons, go through the lessons. And another good thing happened during that time is the SC/ST department, the Scheduled Tribe and Scheduled Caste department of Government of Odisha. They approached us, or we got in touch with them. They said to us that, can you provide us something, some lessons or some inputs for our students? They had around 30,000 students who were studying in standard 10th, because that time they were also conscious that the board exam is going to be held. So how we are going to, provide the inputs to our students. So since we had the mobile app, we said, yes, we are going to work with you and we will help those students. So that was a very challenging time, but we were successful in enrolling nearly 18,000 students on our platform. So though there were 30,000 students, as we know that in the rural areas, everyone does not have a mobile phone and everyone does not have a smartphone. So we were successful in providing our content to 18,000 students. That was a very I would say a bright spot in our collaboration with the SCST department, and we could provide that service. So after COVID, another phase came. So after COVID, what happened is the teachers and students, they started using online education. In India, at least, it may be different in the developed countries, but in India, online education was unheard of before COVID. So, but after COVID, digital education and online education became sought after, even in government schools. And one thing happened in government in Odisha is many schools started installing the equipment which for the digital education. So again, we got a scope. We reached out to all the districts. Odisha has 30 districts. When the schools reopened after COVID, we went to each and every district. And met with the officials, district collector and education officers and other people. And we presented that we have this kind of solution for your schools. If you are willing, we are glad to help. So we, presented like uh, we were addressing actually three key things. For the teachers, we were giving them ready-made material which they can use in the classroom. And for the students, this new method was very engaging and helpful for them to understand the lessons. The third thing is, since our platform had the capacity to capture the usage information, so we could provide that information to the district officials also, so that they could know, sitting in their district office, how much course has been covered in each and every school, how much the teachers are using the system. So all these things were available to them. So that was the beauty of the program. And we could, during those 21 to 22, um, no, 23, we could reach around 1,400 schools across 14 districts. So that has been a really enlightening experience for all of us here at Aveti. And earlier we used to cater to only 100 centers. Now we are catering to 1,400 schools, around 2.5, 250,000 students. They are using our system. So with that, within us also, we have improved our systems, how to reach out to so many schools, how to address their queries or address their issues. So that has, helped us build our enterprise and build our systems within ourselves.
Okay, wonderful. How are you getting more content?
Earlier we had a small content team. One of our co-founders, Sushant, led the process. He used to do on his own. So now we have a full-fledged content team. So we have our content team who are, our content team, I would say, proud to say that our content team is spread all across, different countries, I would say.
I see.
Because we have a captive team who is sitting in Bhubaneswar, but we have other experts who are guiding us from Chennai, from Mumbai, from Delhi, from Pondicherry, and also from UK. Yes, so we have a expert, consultants who are also guiding the content creation process.
Was very impressive, I must say. And I'll talk to you a bit more about it offline. But here, let me ask whether you want to add something else.
Yeah, I would say this has been a very, very enriching journey for me, because this has, like, when you start a enterprise or a thought, as I said in the beginning, I had thought that I wanted to do something which will benefit people, who are underprivileged, or who do not have the scope or opportunity to achieve their potential. So that was my initial belief and thought. But when you link it to a enterprise, and when as I see the growth path, earlier when you were dealing with 10 or 100 centers, the dynamics is different. When you are dealing with 1400 schools, the dynamic is totally different. So here we have to build systems so that it runs on its own. So that I would say that is my reflection. It's good to have good ideas, but you need to be very, very, particular to have systems in place so that it runs smoothly.
Okay, wonderful. All right. I think let's end it here now. And I want to discuss a few things with you offline, but I think
Yes.
you've told us quite a bit, and let's end it here now. And let's say bye to the viewers. And I'm really glad that you have done this, because it's a ray of hope that schools can do better. Otherwise we are banging our head against the wall. How can schools do better? How can schools do better? But you are showing the way. So I'm really glad to hear of it. Let's talk about it offline. And for the moment, let's say bye to the viewers. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye till then.